Hi, yogis, and welcome to today's flow class. The essence of this class today is to experience and explore really big back bends. So let's start our class in a shape called hero pose. Could you go ahead and sit right back onto your heels? Sit right back onto your heels and place your palms down on your thighs. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take your hands towards your heart center. Bow your head in towards your hands and set an intention for your practice. What do you need to manifest or create in your life right now? Choose one word that embodies that intention and say it to yourself silently 3 times. Gently blink open your eyes. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Look towards your thumbs. Exhale, lower your hands down to your heart. Inhale, lift your arms up, look up. Exhale to release. Last time. Inhale, stretch both arms up overhead. Gaze towards your thumbs. Exhale your hands down to your heart. Take your right hand onto the floor. Inhale, scoop your left arm up and over. Look down towards your right palm. Press both sit bones in towards your heels. Inhale, open through your chest. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Really good. Inhale, pull it back up. Both arms and all 10 fingers stretch high. Exhale, switch over to the other side. Inhale, when you get here, lengthen that right side body. Exhale, turn your gaze and your weight down. Perfect. Inhale, pull back up. This time as you exhale, rotate towards the right. Take your right hand back behind you and place your left hand towards your right outer thigh. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, peer behind you. Inhale, drive your arms back up through center. Exhale, rotate and find that same twist on the other side. You'll feel your ribs drawing back as your gaze turns by any amount over your shoulder. Inhale, reach both arms up again. And exhale, take your hands down beside your body. One more activity from this place. Open your arms wide and just start to wiggle your fingers. Wiggle, 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 wiggle through your fingers. Now make fists with your hands. Drop your fists down and knock or rock those fists side to side. Good. Take your palms out in front of you. Let your shoulders relax down. And now turn your fingers to face down. Take turns catching the fingers with the opposite hand to invite a gentle stretch through the fronts of your wrists. I always recommend doing some wrist work before we start a flow class so that you can take some time to really get into your body. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, release. Please find your way into child's pose. And in child's pose, your knees are quite wide with both arms outstretched overhead and your forehead on the earth. From child's pose, walk your hands in ever so slightly. Place your left hand under your face, just out in front. Inhale, lift your right arm up, and as you exhale, scoop your right arm under your left arm. Take your right ear to the floor and begin to walk your left fingers up and over along your left ear. So there's a really big twist happening in your spine here, a great big stretch happening in your shoulder. Inhale. And exhale. Release that hand back through center. Unwrap your right arm. Send it high to the sky. Place your right hand on the floor out in front. Inhale your left arm high. And exhale, scoop that left arm under. Now your left ear comes to the floor as your right fingers walk forward. And if it's available to you, can you even start to cruise those right fingers over so your right upper arm is coming towards your ear? You can smell your armpit here quite easily. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Brilliant. Walk both hands back through center. Perk yourself up onto all fours. Inhale, drop your belly, loop your shoulders back, lift your heart and your chest. Exhale, round into your spine and take your gaze right down towards your tummy. Inhale, loop your shoulder blades back, lift your heart, your chest, and your gaze. Exhale to round through your spine. One more time. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your heart, lift your chest, lift your gaze. And exhale to round. Come back into a neutral spine. Take your left leg and stretch your left leg out. Stay on the ball of your left foot as you extend through your right arm. Just start to push your left heel back. You're pulsing back and forth ever so slightly. Now, after a few calf stretches, lift your left leg up as high as your right arm. Now, inhale, can you stretch back behind you and maybe touch your left foot? Perhaps you catch it in your hand and start to kick your foot away while you pull it towards you with your hand. You're really working on some deep, deep back bending here, starting to open your quads. Inhale. And now exhale, stretch your arm forward, stretch your leg back. Stay here. Inhale, lift your hand, lift your foot. Exhale, tap your knee towards your elbow. Inhale, open wide. Exhale to compress. Inhale, extend. And exhale, bring it through center. Take your right hand down, take your left knee down, and switch sides. So stretch your right leg back. And the beginning, the work we're starting with is just this pulsing. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Start to work through your calf. Now extend your left arm up, lift your right leg up. Draw your tailbone down by any amount. Reach your left hand back. Could you bend your right knee and see if you can catch your foot? If you can't, just reach. There's lots of work there too. Kick your foot into your hand. Pull your foot with your hand. Lift your gaze up and over. Breathe in. And now patiently exhale. Extend your arm and your leg back out. Zip up through your midline. Lift, lift, lift before you compress and pull it in through center. Extend to open and extend to create more space, compress to close, and create less space. Last time, lengthen and compress. Bring your hand and your knee back down to the floor. Bring your knees together. Knees come together. Good. Walk your hands forward and drop your forehead down onto the floor. So my bum is above my knees. I am in Anahatasana, melting heart pose. Option A, stay here. Option B, take your hands together into prayer pose and start to walk your thumbs towards the nape of your neck, down towards your back. You'll begin to feel some work through your shoulders here. You might even take your hands to your shoulders and just flirt with different variations and movements through your arms as you start to feel that intensity building. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Good. Inhale, come forward, right down onto your yoga mat, right down onto your tummy. Take your forearms onto the floor. This is Sphinx pose, a yin pose, but a really great way to get to know our bodies for back bending. So feel your pubic bone rooting down into the earth. Press the tops of your knees into the floor, tops of your feet into the floor, rather. Inhale, lift your heart and your chest, and just notice what you're feeling through your lower back. So the work today is on the sacrolumbar arch of your spine. That's the very base of your spine where you feel that big arc or dip right now. And you might feel a tiny bit of compression. This might not do so much for you, in which case you could take your hands mat distance apart, extend your arms, and come into a bigger back bend. If this feels accessible to you, then backbending might come naturally. There might be more space between your spinous processes, and taking the bigger poses that we'll explore later perhaps will be a bit easier for you than the next person. If you're down here and this is intense, you could walk your elbows forward. And your work today is smaller back bends. So even though I'll take you all the way up into the big, big shapes, your work is to maybe use a strap or retreat back as you start to accept and work within the limits of your body. Both places are amazing places to go. Neither is better nor worse. Come all the way down onto your belly. Rest your head into your hands. Close your eyes. Take a big breath in. And exhale. A lot of our back bending requires binding, which needs really wide open shoulders. So let's do one more shoulder opener. Take your right hand, open your right hand down on your yoga mat. Place your right hand down onto the floor. Place your left hand into the floor and roll onto the right side of your body. So we're piercing into that armpit and shoulder joint again. Maybe you stack your legs or you take your left foot down onto the floor behind you like a kickstand. Now your left hand can stay on the floor or it can float up and over. 3 breaths here. Really, really big shoulder and chest opener. Wonderful job. Come back through center. Readjust, straighten out your left arm. Press your right hand into the floor and roll onto your left ear. Either stack or bend your top leg. Your right hand can stay on the floor, or it might float up and over. Breathing here, 3 breaths. Magnificent. Come all the way back down onto your belly. Maneuver your body and take whatever movements you need on the route there, all the way into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Really pin down through the palms of both hands. Think about externally rotating your upper arms as you let your head dump between your upper arms. Look towards your kneecaps, then draw your kneecaps up. That might straighten your legs by any amount. Pull your ribs in and take your tailbone down. Notice if your shoulders have crunched towards your ears, create space on your upper back by externally rotating your arms. Breathe here. From downward facing dog, please take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue, exhale, lion's breath. Now bend through both knees, look forward, step to the top of your mat. Press your hands into your shins. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Take your feet a bit wider in this forward fold. Catch opposite elbows and let your head drop towards the earth. Dump out any distractions, any thoughts, any to-do lists or responsibilities. As you start to arrive on your yoga mat, can you disperse anything that does not serve you for the next hour in this practice? Inhale through your nose. Stick out your tongue. Exhale. Lower your fingers to the floor. Press into your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up. Look up. And exhale, your hands to your heart center. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers at the top. Point through your first 2 fingers and start to reach your hands back. Draw your tailbone down. Pull and constrain your front ribs in. Keep it reaching back. Now push firmly through the 4 corners of your feet. Draw your tailbone down. Squeeze your bum cheeks together. Inhale, reach back even further. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press your hands into your shins. Extend your spine. Exhale, plant your palms. Step into a high plank pose. Hold here. Inhale, puff between your shoulder blades, lift your gaze forward. Exhale as you are. Inhale, come forward onto the tips of your toes. So you're gazing over the edge of your yoga mat. Exhale, push back through your heels, that calf stretch again. Inhale, come forward onto the tips of your toes. Exhale, press back through your heels. This time, inhale, come forward. Bend your elbows really slow so they graze either side of your torso and come straight down to your tummy. Walk your hands back a whole footprint. Loop your shoulder blades back. Plug your elbows in and press down through all 10 toes. Your kneecaps are lifting. Push through your hands. Inhale, baby cobra. This is a tiny spinal movement, a very small back bend. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up again, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Last time, same thing. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Flex your feet. Push into your hands and your knees. Lift up into a low plank. Draw your tailbone down, pull your belly button in. Press your bum towards your heels like you're coming into child's pose, and then change your mind and lift up and back into downward dog. Good. Let's keep opening through the shoulders. Bend your knees as much as you'd like. Press down onto your forearms and interlace your hands as the crown of your head falls towards the floor. You're in a forearm downward dog, dolphin pose. You can walk your feet in a little closer, bend and extend your legs. Just play with the sensations here through your shoulders and your hamstrings for 3 breaths. Lift your gaze up. Press one hand and then the other back into the floor, restabilizing your traditional plain vanilla downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, bend both knees. Look forward, hop or step forward. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold. Inhale, root down through your feet to rise all the way back up. Exhale, take your hands to your heart center. Find a mountain pose. Inhale, lift your arms up. Take hold of your left wrist with your right hand and reach over towards the right. As you do this, track your hips towards the left, engage your glutes, draw your tailbone down. Go ahead and look under your left armpit. Inhale, stretch that side body. Exhale, sink a little deeper and then zip up through your midline. Come back through neutral. Take your right wrist into your left hand. Hug through your center as you start to reach your right arm over towards the left. Reach your right hip towards the right. But stay strong. So engage the muscles of your legs. Hug your belly in. Exhale to sink a little deeper. Inhale, lift back up through center. This time, take your hands behind your back. Interlace your hands behind your back. Your shoulder blades come in towards one another. Your palms reach down. Smile across your collarbones as you lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Now your thumbs may stay glued towards your hips, or perhaps your hands lift up away from your body and float beyond your head. 3 breaths here in this really funky forward fold and arm stretch. Take your hands first back down towards your hips, then press your hands into your legs. Inhale, lift up and lengthen. Exhale, plant both palms. Step into a high plank pose. Good. Take your left hand and place your left hand under your face. Roll onto the outside edge of your left foot. Your top leg can be bent or stacked. Your right hand can be on your hip or up towards the ceiling. Your gaze could be forward or to your right thumb. Inhale. Keep lifting your hips. Exhale. Take that right hand down to the floor. Push your body back, downward dog. Ripple forward yet again. Now this time your right hand comes to the center of your yoga mat as you turn your body weight onto the outside edge of your right foot. Decide if you'll stack or bend your top knee. And then decide if you'll take your left hand to your hip or to the ceiling. Turn your gaze somewhere that feels good for your neck. Take one really long breath in. One really long breath out. And now lower that left hand down to the floor and push back, downward dog. Inhale, ripple your body forward to a high plank. Come forward on your toes, look over the edge of your yoga mat, push back through your heels, feel that calf stretch. 2 more times. Inhale, forward on your toes. Exhale, press back through your heels. This time, forward on your toes, bend your elbows really slow, come all the way down to your tummy. Take your hands up and outside of your yoga mat, so right onto the floor. Press down through all 10 fingers. Now take your feet wide as your yoga mat, and press down through all 10 toes. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chest, lift your gaze. Go as high as you want here. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chest, look over your right shoulder. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, release. Do that again. Come up through center, massaging out your spinal body. Drop your left shoulder as you look over your right shoulder. Back through neutral. Drop your right shoulder as you look over your left shoulder. And back through neutral. Really good. Press your hands into the floor. Float up and back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Bend into both knees. Hop or step forward. Inhale, lift your spine halfway. Exhale, fold. Root down through the soles of your feet. Soar all the way up. Exhale, your hands come to your heart center. And now take your hands, place them on your lower back. Your fingers drape down to the tops of your bum. Cheeks, place your feet hip distance apart and fire up your legs. Loop your shoulders back, pull your belly button into your spine, and start to inch your elbows together. You have strong glutes and a strong core. Option A, stay here and work on this phase of back bending. Option B, turn your hands towards one another and start to explore reverse namaste. If you've come into this shape, you're going to keep building by pressing the palm into the palm and your elbows shoot back towards one another. Notice the arc in your lower back. Notice the opening in your chest. Can you expand and deepen your breath here? One more inhale. Exhale, release your hands out. Give them a nice shake. Now inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward towards the floor. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your palms. Step into plank pose. This time, bend your elbows lower just halfway. Turn onto the tops of your feet and stretch your body up and through. So it feels like your chest is lifting through your arms. Lift your gaze, engage your core, engage your glutes, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Bend through your knees, look forward, hop or step forward into that really long, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Root down through the four corners of your feet. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, place your hands to your heart center. Mountain pose. Now, could you bring your big toes to touch? Spread the rest of your toes nice and wide. Bend deep into your knees and take your arms out in front. Work your tailbone down. Place your hands together at heart center. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, rotate to the right and take your left elbow across your right thigh. Push your right hand into your left hand. Turn your gaze and your ribs up. Inhale here, reach the crown of your head forward. Exhale, drop your bum a little lower. Inhale, exhale. Now squeeze your knees together. Inhale through center. Stay low with your hips and your hands. Exhale, come to the opposite side. Push your elbow into your thigh. Push your hand into your hand to draw those left ribs up. Spin your gaze up. Reach forward through the crown of your head. Inhale. And exhale back through center. Take your arms up alongside your ears. Look up. Exhale, fold. Really good. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your palms. Step back into plank pose. Take your left hand beneath your face. Roll onto the outside edge of your left foot. This time bend into your right knee and place your right foot behind you. Pull your pubic bone up, take your right arm up and over, wild thing. That's a back bend. Big breath in. And now exhale, retreat, return back through center, find downward dog. Inhale here, exhale here. Inhale, drag yourself forward, take your right hand under your face, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Your left foot imprints into the floor, pull your pubic bone up, lift that left arm up, try to push both feet directly down into the earth. Release, find downward dog. From downward dog, inhale, forward high plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward and drop your left knee to the floor. Turn the top of your left foot onto the floor. Inhale, both arms up. Tuck your right hip back, your left hip forward. Catch your left wrist with your right hand and reach over towards the right. Gaze under your left armpit. Keep squeezing your thighs in. Good. Work your way back through center. Place your hands onto the floor. Step back, downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, take your left foot forward. Drop your knee onto the floor. Scissor your inner thighs to help you come up with strong stability. And now take your right hand into your right wrist into your left hand and stretch over towards the left. A great big breath meets you here. Exhale. Take both hands down to the floor and push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, bend both knees, hop or step forward. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold. Sink your hips low into your imagined chair. Take your hands to your heart. And now find your way up into standing. 5 breaths, mountain pose. From mountain pose, take your feet hip distance and parallel, bend into both knees. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold down to the floor. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into plank pose, lower right down onto your tummy. Take your hands back behind you. Fingers are reaching towards your toes. Bring your big toes to touch. Draw the inner line of your thighs up as you lift your legs, your arms, your heart, your chest up off the floor. Keep looking down. Lift your heels a little higher. Engage your glutes. That should take some of the pressure off your lower back. Option A, stay here. Option B, bend into both knees. Catch the outside edges of your feet and start to kick your feet away while pulling them towards you with your hands. You're using your body as its own resistance band. Push your pubic bone down. Shine your chest a little wider and a little brighter. Lift up for 3, 2, and 1. Lower your left ear down to the floor. Close your eyes. 5 breaths. Good. Bring your forehead back through center. Push your hands into the earth. Lift up, downward facing dog. From downward dog, look forward. Step your right foot between your hands. A nice wide stance stabilizes you as you take your arms alongside your body and find a runner's lunge. Track your right hip back. Internally rotate your left thigh. Now take both arms up overhead. Find this high lunge. Inhale, reach your arms back behind you. Exhale, bend into your elbows. Inhale, straighten your arms. Keep stretching back. Exhale, bend into your elbows. Sink deeper through your front knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. This time, bend into your elbows and then place your arms towards one another. Take your hands together and release your hands to heart center. Lift your heart into your palms. Rotate towards the right. Could you take your left elbow across your right thigh? The option is to always bend your back knee and place it down on the floor. Otherwise, your back leg is so strong as you kick back through your heel. Push palm into palm, driving your thumbs towards heart center. Breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow. Take your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Keep scissoring your inner thighs together. That will feel like it's lifting your pelvis away from that dumping action that happens towards the floor. And now drop your back knee if you haven't already. Drop your back knee, bend your back leg, reach your arm back. Could you catch your foot, your ankle, or maybe just reach for it as you start to rotate into this twisted back bend. Inhale here. Exhale, release the foot, release your hand, push up and back, find downward facing dog. Either stay in down dog or ripple your weight forward into a high plank. Lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Ground through your right foot. Now step your left foot forward. A wide stance as you find that stability first and foremost. Use the muscular strength to reach your arms up alongside your body. Keep tracking your right hip down, internally rotating your right thigh as you push your left hip back. Root through your feet to stretch both arms up overhead. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, bend into your arms. Inhale, extend, reach back. Exhale to bend. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend at your elbows and then kiss them together, palm against palm. Open your elbows wide, drop your thumbs at heart center. Restabilize with your legs. Squeeze your inner thighs together, lift your heart into your hands, rotate towards the left. Take your right elbow across your left thigh, push into your twist. Your right heel presses back in space. The crown of your head reaches forward. Your left ribs are opening up, maybe your gaze too. Patiently take your right hand down to the floor on the inside of your left foot and stretch your left arm up. Breathe here. Lift your pelvis if it's dropping and sinking and melting towards the floor. Now carefully lower your right knee. Keep your left arm reaching back behind you. Could you catch your right foot with your left hand? Feel that stretch through your quad. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release both hands to the floor. Press up and back, downward facing dog. Take one breath in. Let that breath go. Bend both knees, look forward, hop or step forward. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Sink your hips low, stretch your arms high, come right up to stand. Your palms settle at heart center. Good. Take your arms alongside your body. Now bend into your right knee and catch the inside of your right foot with your right hand. Option A, stay here. Start to track your right hip down so your hips are on one level plane. Option 2, take your left arm up alongside your ear with a micro bend in your right knee or left knee, micro bending your left knee. And a draping down of your tailbone, begin to press back, Natarajasana, dancer's pose. This is the big back bend, the work we've been working towards. When you get here, keep lifting through your heart, even your gaze. Kick your foot into your hand, pull your foot with your hand. It's the same work we've done all class, just bigger and taller and brighter. Breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Find stillness in mountain pose. 5 breaths. Bend into your left knee. Take your hand to catch the inner line of your left foot. Start here. Hug into your midline. Look at something totally still. Anchor with your breath. To deepen, reach your right arm up alongside your right ear. Take that micro bend through your right leg. Kick your left leg back. Stretch your right arm forward. Open, expand. Think about taking up as much space as possible. Like you're reaching your fingers forward into the sky. You're reaching your toes back into the sky. You're pushing so firmly into your right foot that you could break through to the earth's core itself. 5 breaths. Brilliant. Release down. Find stillness in mountain pose. From the mountain pose, come down and sit on your knees. If you have sensitive knees, roll up your mat or use a blanket underneath your knees. Flex your feet, take your hands to your lower back, pin your elbows together, lift your heart, lift your chest. Think about strong quads and strong glutes, like you're trying to hold something, a block between your thighs. Think about opening and expanding through your chest. Either stay here with all those muscular actions, keeping your back supported, or walk your hands down towards your heels. If you go this far, keep pushing your pubic bone, your pelvis forward, so your hips are in front of or aligned with your knees. Breathe. Breathe into the space that you've created for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, walk your hands back up your spine. Sink back, sit onto your heels, palms face down on your thighs. Inhale and exhale. Unravel your mat. Lay your body down onto your spine. Come down onto your spine. Place your feet flat on the floor. Inhale, lift your pelvis up. Interlace your hands as you wrap your shoulder blades under bridge pose. Work on your breath, your core stability, and that action and fierceness, that muscular work through your glutes and your quads. This can be where you stay. You could place a prop under your lower back and call an end to all of the back bending. We've done so much today. If you'd like to explore full wheel, lower your spine onto the floor, take a minute here, neutral, just push your thighs away. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling, flatten your palms like you're putting your handprint on the roof. And then bend into your elbows and place your hands down onto the floor beside your ears. You could stay here. Phase 1, work on that shoulder opening, and you might need to take your hands a little wider, that's okay. Phase 2, imprint down through your hands and your feet, come onto the crown of your head. Again, readjust your arms and your hands as much as your shoulders need you to. Phase 3 is to lift your chest up, straightening your arms, and work on pushing your chest forward, like your head's trying to go through your arms. If you feel strong and steady here, you can play with working onto the tips of your toes. Breathe wherever you are for 3, 2, on 1, piece by piece. First, the crown of your head comes to the floor, then the back of your head, then each vertebrae. Relax your spine. Be still. Maybe hug your knees into your chest. 5 breaths. Place your right foot down on the floor. Take your left ankle across your right thigh. Interlace your hands over your right shin and just feel that incredible hip release after so much back bending work. It might feel really nice to just shift your weight left to right here too. Take your right foot down onto the floor, unwrap your left leg and place the right ankle over your left thigh. Interlace your hands. Marinate in this delight. A few breaths here. Unwrap your legs, take your hands behind your thighs, rock back and forth on your spine as many times as you need to come all the way up to seated. When you get there, stretch both legs out directly in front. Inhale your arms up. Plug your belly in. Exhale. How does a forward fold feel after an hour of back bending? Let everything go here. There's some time to linger. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, surrender. Inhale, lazily lift your torso back up. Bring the soles of your feet together. Your hands can wrap around your ankles. Lift out from your pelvis and then fold, hinging your heart forward. Take your hands wherever they want to go. Breathe here. Walk your hands in towards your body. Lift your heart up. Bring your knees together. Come right back down onto your spine. As soon as you get there, take your legs into your hands, drop both legs over towards the right, open your arms wide or into that goalpost bent elbow shape. Look wherever it feels nice. Breathe. Inhale your knees, come back through center. Shift your hips right, drop those knees left. Finally, you've made it to Shavasana. Bring your legs and your body through the center of your mat. Flatten yourself out. Turn your palms to face up. Close your eyes. Come back to your intention, your one word. Repeat that one word to yourself 3 times. Allow your teeth to separate. Allow your teeth to separate. Relax your jaw. All that hard work needs rest. It needs to absorb, and this is where that happens. Commit to stillness for the next few minutes here. My friends, you can stay here as long as you like. The longer, the better. When you're ready, carefully make your way up and into your day. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.